Welcome back to Easy English Talk Podcast.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Easy English Talk Podcast. It's wonderful to have you here with us today. And hello, Priya. How has your day been going so far?
Hi, Ryan. My day has been quite peaceful. Thank you for asking. I spent some time in the morning organizing my thoughts and planning the week ahead. How about you? How has your day been treating you?
I've been doing well, thank you. I had a quiet morning as well, just reflecting on some things and enjoying a slow start to the day. It's nice to take time like that instead of rushing into everything immediately.
Absolutely. There's something valuable about starting the day with intention rather than chaos. It really does set a better tone for everything that follows throughout the rest of the day.
Before we dive into today's conversation, I'd like to ask our listeners something important. Where are you watching or listening from right now? Are you at home, commuting, or perhaps taking a break from work?
Yes, and we're also curious to know if this podcast is helping you improve your English. Are these conversations making a difference in your language learning journey and perhaps even in your personal growth?
Please take a moment to share your thoughts with us in the comments below. We truly value your feedback and love hearing about your experiences. Your journey matters to us, and we want to support you in the best way possible.
Absolutely. Connecting with our listeners is important to us. Knowing where you're from and how these episodes are helping you inspires us to keep creating meaningful content for your learning journey.
Today, we are discussing why slow progress beats busy motion every time. This is a topic that affects every learner, every professional, and honestly, every person trying to achieve something meaningful in life.
This conversation is especially important because so many people confuse being busy with making progress. They feel exhausted from constant activity, yet they don't see real results. Understanding this difference can completely transform how you approach your goals.
Exactly. And if you stay with us until the end, you'll understand why slowing down and focusing on real progress is far more powerful than rushing around without direction. You'll learn practical ways to shift from empty motion to meaningful movement forward.
You'll also discover how to recognize when you're just staying busy versus when you're actually growing. This awareness alone can save you months or even years of wasted effort and frustration in your learning journey.
So let's begin by understanding the problem. Many people today are incredibly busy. They fill their schedules with activities, tasks, meetings, and commitments. They're constantly moving, constantly doing something. Yet they often feel stuck.
That's exactly right. They wake up early, work late, check off dozens of small tasks every day, and collapse into bed exhausted. But when they look back after weeks or months, they realize they haven't actually moved closer to their important goals.
This is what we call busy motion. It's activity without direction. It's movement without meaningful progress. It feels productive in the moment because you're doing things, but it doesn't lead anywhere significant.
The problem is that busy motion gives you a false sense of accomplishment. You feel tired, so your brain tells you that you must have worked hard. You checked things off your list, so you feel like you achieved something important today.
But being tired doesn't mean you made progress. Checking off tasks doesn't mean those tasks mattered. You can spend an entire day being busy and still end up exactly where you started in terms of real growth or advancement.
This happens to English learners all the time. Someone might spend 2 hours jumping between different apps, watching random videos, doing quick exercises, and feeling very busy. But at the end of those 2 hours, what did they actually learn deeply?
Probably very little. They touched many things, but mastered nothing. They were in constant motion, but didn't progress in any meaningful direction. This is the core problem we need to understand before we can solve it.
Another reason this happens is because our culture celebrates busyness. People wear their busy schedules like badges of honor. If you're not overwhelmed and exhausted, society sometimes makes you feel like you're not working hard enough.
That's a dangerous mindset. Being busy has become a status symbol, but it shouldn't be. What actually matters is whether you're moving towards something valuable, not whether you're constantly in motion without purpose or direction.
There's also the fear of missing out. People try to do everything because they're afraid that if they focus on just one thing, they'll miss opportunities elsewhere. So they spread themselves thin across many activities.
And when you spread yourself thin, you can't go deep anywhere. You stay on the surface of everything. You're busy touching many things, but you're not progressing significantly in any single direction that truly matters.
Let me give you a clear example. Imagine 2 English learners. The first one studies grammar for 15 minutes, then switches to vocabulary for 10 minutes, then watches a video, then tries a new app, then reads something quickly. Very busy, very active.
The second learner takes the same amount of time but focuses deeply on one thing. Maybe they read one article carefully, understand every sentence, note new words, and think about the ideas. Much less motion, much more depth.
After 1 month, who will have progressed more? The busy learner will have touched many things but retained little. The focused learner will have built real understanding and actual skill in the areas they concentrated on.
This is why slow progress beats busy motion. Slow doesn't mean lazy. Slow means intentional, focused, and deep. It means you're actually building something solid instead of just creating the appearance of activity.
Now let's talk about what real progress actually looks like. Real progress happens when you move from where you are to somewhere better. It's measurable, even if the measurement is subjective. You can see or feel the difference.
With English learning, real progress might mean you can now understand conversations that confused you before, or you can express ideas that you couldn't express last month. These are real changes in your actual ability.
Busy motion, on the other hand, might mean you completed 30 quick lessons on an app. That sounds impressive, but if you can't actually use what those lessons taught, did you really progress? Or did you just stay busy?
The key difference is depth versus breadth. Busy motion focuses on breadth, doing many things, covering lots of ground quickly, checking boxes. Real progress focuses on depth, understanding things thoroughly, building solid foundations, creating lasting change.
Another difference is sustainability. Busy motion exhausts you. You burn out because you're constantly rushing, constantly trying to do more. Real progress energizes you because you can see yourself actually getting better at something meaningful.
So how do we shift from busy motion to real progress? The first step is to get clear on what actually matters. What are you really trying to achieve? Not what sounds impressive, but what would genuinely improve your life or skills.
For an English learner, maybe what really matters is being able to have confident conversations at work. If that's the real goal, then practicing conversation skills is progress. Doing random grammar exercises might be busy motion.
Once you're clear on what matters, the second step is to eliminate or reduce activities that don't serve that goal. This is hard because it means saying no to things. It means accepting that you can't do everything.
But saying no to the wrong things creates space to say yes to the right things. When you stop filling your time with busy motion, you suddenly have time and energy for focused progress on what truly matters.
The third step is to slow down and go deeper. Instead of trying to learn 10 new things today, focus on learning one thing well. Spend time with it, think about it, practice it until it becomes part of you.
This feels uncomfortable at first because it seems slow. You're doing less, so your brain worries that you're not working hard enough. But over time, you'll notice that this slower, deeper approach produces much better results.
Let me share a powerful principle. If you want to learn something permanently, you need to revisit it multiple times with space in between. This is called spaced repetition, and it requires patience and slowness.
Busy motion doesn't allow for this. You touch something once and move on to the next thing immediately. You're always consuming new information, but never letting anything sink in deeply enough to become real knowledge.
Real progress means you study something today, think about it tomorrow, use it the next day, and come back to it next week. This takes time. It feels slow, but it actually builds permanent understanding and skill.
The fourth step is to measure what actually matters. Don't measure how many hours you studied or how many exercises you completed. Measure whether you can do something you couldn't do before.
Can you understand a podcast episode that was too difficult last month? Can you write an email more clearly than before? Can you explain an idea that confused you previously? These measurements show real progress.
When you measure the right things, you become less attached to busy motion. You stop caring about impressive-sounding numbers and start caring about actual improvement. This shift in focus changes everything about how you learn.
The fifth step is to embrace boredom and repetition. Busy motion is exciting because there's always something new. Real progress can feel boring because you're doing the same things over and over until you master them.
But mastery requires repetition. You can't master speaking by trying to speak once and then moving on. You have to speak the same types of sentences many times, making small improvements each time until it becomes natural.
Most people avoid this repetition because it doesn't feel productive. They think, I already tried this, so I should move on to something new. But that's busy motion thinking. Progress thinking says, I'll keep practicing this until I own it completely.
The sixth step is to build systems instead of chasing goals frantically. A goal is something you want to achieve. A system is the process you follow regularly that naturally leads to achievement over time.
For example, your goal might be to become fluent in English. That's good to have. But your system is what you do every day. Maybe you read for 20 minutes each morning and practice speaking for 15 minutes each evening.
The system is slow and steady. It doesn't look impressive on any single day. But over months, this consistent system produces far more progress than frantic bursts of busy activity, followed by exhaustion and quitting.
When you focus on your system instead of constantly worrying about your goal, you reduce stress and increase actual progress. You trust the process. You show up consistently. And that consistency is what creates transformation.
The seventh step is to accept that real progress is often invisible in the short term. You won't see dramatic changes day to day. Some days you might even feel like you're not improving at all.
This is normal and expected. Learning doesn't happen in a straight line. You plateau sometimes. You struggle. You feel stuck. But if you keep showing up with focused effort, progress is happening beneath the surface, even when you can't see it yet.
Busy motion provides immediate feedback. You finish something, you checked a box, you got a notification. It feels good right away. Real progress often provides delayed feedback, which requires patience and faith in the process.
This is why many people give up just before they would have seen results. They were making real progress all along, but because it wasn't immediately visible, they assumed their effort was wasted, and they quit.
The eighth step is to create space for reflection. Busy people never stop to think, they just keep doing. But reflection is essential for progress because it helps you understand what's working and what isn't.
Set aside time each week to think about your learning. What did you understand better this week? What still confuses you? What approach helped you most? What was just busy motion that didn't actually help?
This reflection allows you to adjust your approach intelligently. You're not just blindly repeating the same activities. You're learning from your experience and getting smarter about how you use your time and energy.
Without reflection, you can stay busy for years without making much progress because you never stop to evaluate whether your activities are actually effective. Reflection turns experience into wisdom and motion into meaningful progress.
The ninth step is to focus on quality over quantity. It's better to have one deep, meaningful study session than 5 shallow, distracted ones. It's better to read one article thoroughly than to skim 10 articles quickly.
Quality requires slowness. You can't rush depth. You can't hurry understanding. When you commit to quality, you automatically commit to slowing down. And that slowness is actually what enables real progress to happen.
Think about a conversation. A quality conversation where you listen deeply, think carefully, and respond thoughtfully teaches you far more than 10 rushed exchanges where you're just trying to get through them quickly.
The 10th step is to be patient with yourself. Progress takes time, especially when you're building real skills and deep understanding. If you expect instant results, you'll be disappointed, and you'll fall back into the trap of busy motion.
Patience doesn't mean accepting mediocrity. It means understanding that excellence is built slowly, layer by layer, through consistent effort over time. It means trusting that your focused work today will pay off, even if you don't see results immediately.
Let's talk about the 11th step, which is learning to say no to distractions disguised as opportunities. Not every opportunity is right for you. Not every activity is worth your time, even if it seems related to your goals.
Busy people say yes to everything because they don't want to miss out. Progressing people say no to most things so they can say a deep yes to the few things that truly matter. This selectivity is essential for real advancement.
When someone offers you a new study method or suggests you try a different approach, pause and ask yourself, will this serve my main goal, or will it just add to my busy motion? If it's not clearly valuable, it's okay to decline.
Protecting your focus is one of the most important skills you can develop. Every time you protect your focus from something that would scatter it, you're choosing progress over busy motion. You're choosing depth over distraction.
The 12th step is to celebrate real wins, not busy activity. Don't celebrate how many hours you studied. Celebrate that you can now do something you couldn't do before. Don't celebrate completing lessons. Celebrate actual understanding.
When you celebrate the right things, you train your brain to value progress over motion. You start to feel good about real improvement instead of feeling good about just being busy. This changes your motivation and your behavior.
For example, celebrate the day you have your first full conversation in English without needing to switch to your native language. That's a real win. That's measurable progress. That's worth celebrating because it represents actual growth.
The 13th step is to understand that rest is part of progress, not the opposite of it. Busy motion never stops because stopping feels like failure. But real progress includes rest because rest is when learning consolidates in your brain.
When you study something and then sleep, your brain processes and organizes that information during sleep. When you practice something and then rest, your muscles and neural pathways strengthen during rest. Rest isn't wasted time, it's essential time.
If you never rest, you're always exhausted, and exhausted people can't learn effectively. They can stay busy, but they can't make real progress because their brain and body need recovery to actually improve and grow.
The 14th step is to connect your daily actions to your larger purpose. Why are you learning English? Why does it matter to you? When you connect today's focused effort to tomorrow's meaningful outcome, you find motivation to stay slow and steady.
Busy motion often happens because people lose sight of why they're doing something. They just stay active to feel productive. But when you remember your deeper purpose, you're more willing to slow down and do things properly.
Your purpose might be to communicate with people around the world, to advance in your career, to understand films and books in their original language, or simply to challenge yourself and grow. Whatever it is, keep it visible in your mind.
When the purpose is clear, you stop needing to stay busy all the time. You trust that focused, purposeful action will get you where you want to go, even if the path looks slower than the frantic rushing you see others doing.
The 15th step is to find role models who embody slow progress. Look at people who have achieved real mastery in any field. Almost always, they got there through years of focused, patient, consistent effort, not through frantic, busy motion.
These role models show you that the slow path works. They prove that depth beats breadth. They demonstrate that real excellence comes from sustained focus over time, not from trying to do everything at once.
When you feel impatient or when you're tempted to add more busy activities to your schedule, think about these role models. Remember that their success came from doing less, but doing it better, not from doing more and spreading themselves thin.
The 16th and final step is to trust the process even when it feels slow. There will be days when you feel like you're not moving fast enough. There will be moments when you wonder if this focused approach is really working.
In those moments, look back at where you were 3 months ago or 6 months ago. Can you do things now that you couldn't do then? If yes, the process is working. Progress doesn't have to be fast to be real.
Trust that slow, steady, focused effort accumulates into significant change over time. Every day of real practice adds up. Every moment of deep focus builds your skills. You don't see it happening, but it's happening beneath the surface constantly.
Now let's bring this all together. We've talked about why busy motion feels productive but doesn't create real results. We've explored why slow, focused progress is actually much more powerful, even though it feels less exciting.
The key insight is that motion and progress are not the same thing. You can be very busy without progressing, and you can progress significantly while appearing to do less. What matters is whether your actions are building real skills and understanding.
For English learners specifically, this means choosing depth over breadth. Instead of trying 10 different study methods, choose 1 or 2 effective approaches and go deep with them. Instead of rushing through lessons, slow down and truly understand each concept.
It means practicing the same conversations, the same sentence structures, the same vocabulary until they become automatic. It means reading the same article multiple times instead of reading 100 articles once. It means quality and mastery over quantity and coverage.
This approach feels slow. It feels like you're doing less than you could be doing. But over weeks and months, you'll notice that you're actually getting better at English in ways that matter, not just accumulating certificates or lesson completions.
Remember that everyone's path is different. Some people will always seem busier than you. They'll be doing more things, trying more methods, moving faster. But their busy motion doesn't determine your progress. Your focused effort does.
Stay in your own lane. Trust your process. Show up consistently with focused attention on what truly matters. Let other people chase busy motion if they want to. You're building something real, something lasting, something valuable.
And be kind to yourself during this process. You'll have days when you slip back into busy motion. You'll have moments when you feel impatient. That's human and normal. Just notice it, adjust, and return to focused progress.
The beautiful thing about slow progress is that it's sustainable. You won't burn out because you're not constantly rushing. You won't quit because you're seeing real improvement. You won't feel overwhelmed because you're focused on what matters.
You'll build confidence because you'll have actual skills, not just completed activities. You'll feel proud because you'll see real growth. And you'll enjoy the journey more because you're not always stressed and exhausted from trying to do everything at once.
So to summarize today's conversation, we explored the difference between busy motion and real progress. Busy motion is activity without direction. It's movement that doesn't lead anywhere meaningful. Real progress is focused effort that builds actual skills and understanding over time.
We discussed 16 specific steps you can take to shift from busy motion to real progress. These include getting clear on what matters, eliminating distractions, going deeper instead of wider, measuring the right things, embracing repetition, building systems, and trusting the process.
The most important takeaway is this: slow progress beats busy motion every time, because slow progress actually gets you somewhere. Busy motion just keeps you moving without ever arriving at a destination that truly matters to you.
Apply this to your English learning. Choose focus over frenzy. Choose depth over distraction. Choose quality over quantity. Choose real improvement over the appearance of productivity. Your future self will thank you for making this choice.
Thank you so much for spending this time with us today. We hope this conversation has given you permission to slow down, focus deeply, and trust that real progress happens through consistent, intentional effort over time.
Your commitment to learning and growth is inspiring. We're grateful to be part of your journey. Remember, it's not about how busy you look. It's about how much you're actually growing. Keep moving forward with purpose and patience.
Before we go, we'd love to invite you to explore other episodes on the Easy English Talk podcast channel. We have many thoughtful conversations that can support different aspects of your English learning and personal development journey.
Whether you're interested in improving your speaking confidence, understanding grammar more clearly, building better habits, or developing other important skills, there's an episode that can help you. Take some time to browse and find what speaks to you.
Thank you again for being here with us. We wish you all the best on your journey toward real, meaningful progress. Keep focusing on what truly matters, and remember that slow and steady truly does win the race.
Take care, everyone. We'll see you in the next episode. Until then, choose progress over motion and trust the process.
Goodbye for now.